Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. My name is Darren and my amateur radio call sign is N4VFR. In this video I'm going to show you how I built my Digipeater slant iGate. Alright, so check this out. I have a Raspberry Pi here. I was just thinking out loud about this project. So if I got the operating system installed, you know, just making an image from the Raspberry Pi, how could I display the terminal? How could I use a keyboard or a mouse? I'm using the GUI within the Linux software, I guess. I'm not an expert with Linux, but I'm learning. But while this is still fresh in my mind, I built this last night, and I wanted to share and make a video with you guys of this project because you know, I like to talk about doing stuff in depth. So the Raspberry Pi, I found a solution. If you look on the side of the Pi, this is a micro HDMI cable. I don't want to detach it now because I'm now running it, the Direwolf. So this is a micro SDR adapter to a normal HDMI. So the HDMI is the male, I think, and this is the female end, like you connect it to the monitor, right? So that's how the micro SD goes to the regular SD, and it's connected to a 7-inch Raspberry Pi monitor. And it's working right now. I just broadcast. I'm currently broadcasting on Direwolf. This was supposed to be my ham clock, but I didn't use it for a ham clock because I bought this Innovato. It's a Quadra computer, and my ham clock is above my display, or above my amplifier. It's right there, my workstation. So that's what I did. I got a keyboard. This keyboard right here, it's a spare keyboard. It's a USB. So I plugged it to one of the USB sockets off to the side, and I have a mouse. There's the dongle, the little dongle here. That connects to the mouse. This little black thing here. And you need a sound card because there's no sound card in the Raspberry Pi or in the radio. So as far as sound goes, we are going to use a Digi Rig Mobile. This little small device right here that I purchased this from Gigaparts. My videos are not sponsored by anyone. I purchased these out of my own money. And I got a 32 gigabyte card. So these micro SD cards are going for cheap nowadays. So matter of fact, I just ordered another set because if you haven't seen the video, I made a video on backing up SD cards for the Anon. That's my Anon G2. And I'm going to do the same thing for my amplifier, the RF2KS amplifier. It has a Raspberry Pi. I want to make a backup of the micro SD card. So it's always a good. Thanks, Mike, for giving me a recommendation. Mike is KG2 Mike, to buy more than enough micro SD cards. Man, these guys are going for cheap. Cool. Now the unboxing of the micro SD card. I don't know if this is the correct way of doing it, but this is how I'm doing it. And that's how I got the other two cards out of there. I just cut it onto plastic, and then I just bend it, and the thing just pops right out. The unboxing of the 32 lecture micro SD card. And that's the end of my video. All right, before we get started, I just want to show you the geographic location here in my QTH with Digipeaters. So if you look closely here in Atlantic Beach, that's me right there. That's the N4 VFR with an SSID of -10. So I'm a Digi and also an iGate. And this is how I decided to participate in the APRS Digipeater. I got with Mike, KG2 Mike, and at the Hamfest, he bought a Digi rig, and I didn't quite understand what it was, so we talked about it, and I ended up purchasing one, and I have it here on my desk. You know, a Digi rig. So I'm using it to interface my Yaesu 400 and actually getting on APRS and broadcasting and receiving signals from APRS and actually tying that into the internet. That's why we have an iGate. So in my area here in Atlantic Beach, this guy right here, N1SER, and he's pretty far from me, almost 10 miles from my location, okay? And if I was driving around in my area here in Atlantic Beach, around here, sometimes I get in a null area and I can't hit him. So when you're driving around here in the northeast Florida, I want to be a digipeater in this area. So when you're traveling through here and you're APRS broadcasting, I can receive your signal and actually broadcast it to the APRS network. So this is called aprs.fi, Fi. So that's why I wanted to build this, so I can help the ham community with the APRS here. And there's more stuff that you could do with APRS, but my intent here was becoming a digipeater and also interfacing that signal into the internet. Okay, I want to give some credit to Jason. Here's his YouTube channel. His call is Kilo Mike 4 Alpha Charlie Kilo. I actually followed his step-by-step tutorial, and instead of using a what was he using, a Raspberry Pi Zero, I think. I'm using a Raspberry Pi 4. It has 2 gigabytes, I think 2 gigabytes onboard RAM, and I'm using a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. So thanks, Jason, for your video, and we're gonna use some of your knowledge there with when it comes to Linux to program the Raspberry Pi. So in my video here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the same method of formatting a micro SD card using the Raspberry Pi imager. And then we're going to take that, install it into a Raspberry Pi 4, and run through the configuration and update, and also to install Direwolf softwares and make sure all the parameters are correct. And I'm just going to run through this as if I was building a new Digipeater slant iGate all at the same time. And I did manage to back it up. So I'm running off the master right now, and I have a clone right here. But what I plan on doing now, instead of those two are good working copies, I have an extra 32 gigabyte micro SD card, and I'm going to actually show you the build process of a Digipeater slant iGate. All right, guys, I was just kidding with the quick unboxing, but I put the micro SD card into the adapter because, you know, those things are easy to lose, and I can drop them. That could be under the bed or in between the radios. So I want to put that inside my card reader. All right, it's in the card reader now. And let's take a look and see if it could be read. It should be drive E as an echo. No, it didn't take. Make sure I put it in correctly and it's plugged in. There we go. There it is. Removable disk, drive E echo. So it read it. Now let's go to your favorite web crawler browser. We're going to type in the Raspberry Pi imager. See, I spelled it wrong. Okay. Raspberry Pi imager is the very first one. You see it there. I already clicked on it. I'm using Windows, so you just scroll down here. We got Windows installer. You got Mac OS and then Ubuntu. So I've already downloaded it. So go ahead and download, install, and now we're going to start the program. Raspberry Pi imager. Click on yes. So here's what we got. Here you choose your Raspberry Pi device, and depending which one you're using, you need to select the appropriate Raspberry Pi. Right now I have a Raspberry Pi 4. And choose your operating system. Now if you watched Jason's video first, KM4ACK, he uses a different operating system. He uses the Raspberry Pi Other Lite version. 32-bit Lite. So this is what he used. Okay, let's see what else they have. 64 bits full Lite. Okay, so that's what he was using, the Raspberry Pi OS Lite version. This is not coffee today. It's unsweet tea from Publix. Okay, I'm not going to use the Lite version. I'm going to choose. I'm still going to go to Raspberry Pi OS Other. I'm going to use the Raspberry Pi OS full 32-bit. And the full version 32-bit. That's what I'm going to use. So I'll click on that. And then you choose your storage device. And right now, this is the only one that's mounted on E. Remember I mentioned E as an echo. And then click Next. And these are important settings here. Go to your Edit Settings. And this is exactly what Jason typed, Digi-vid vid. Okay, I'm going to use Gadget Man because my nickname was Gadget Man when I was in the Navy because I had in my briefcase a whole bunch of gadgets, you know, ham radio stuff. So that always stuck in my head. So Gadget Man, your username, and go ahead and create a password. Your Wi-Fi network, if you know the SSID, go ahead and type that in, and your password. You choose your wireless local area network country. Mine is United States. I'm in the East Coast, and then the keyboard I have is a USA or US layout. So don't click on save yet. Go to services. You want to make sure you enable SSH and use the password for authentication. And let's take a look at options. And I have all of them checked. Back to general, everything's the same, nothing's changed, and then you click save. would you like to apply OS customization settings? And I said, yeah, go ahead. All existing data on the generic mass storage class USB device will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? And you say yes. Now it's going to write the operating system onto that micro SD card, and it's going to verify, do like a checksum error analyzing, and to verify that the data integrity is correct. So let it do its thing, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here we go. It's already completed its writing, and it says it's been successfully written on my micro SD card. All right, so we're just going to click on continue, and we're done with this portion of the video. So we'll just X out of there, and we'll take the micro SD card out and put it into your Raspberry Pi. Welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop. All right, cool. Now I like the GUI because now I can use the mouse and I can see the desktop. Go to terminal. So that's your terminal there. And my username is gadgetman at digi-vid. And digi-vid is your server name. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually update the system. So we have to type these commands. Sudo space app space update space and space sudo space app space upgrade, and then hit return. So let that run and install all those packages and updates. And then you get to this place here. After this operation, 282 megabytes of additional disk space will be used. Do you want to continue? And select yes. Y and then enter. That took forever. All right, so we just did the update. The next thing we need to do, let's take a look and see if the sound card is recognized. So what we're going to do, let's clear this. CLEAR, clear. We're going to type ls space /dev /serial /by -id /. So my DigiRig sound card is identified, as you can see it there. Next thing we need to do is we need to go and get Direwolf. All right, so we're going to your favorite web crawler, and we're just going to type in there Direwolf. Get a wrong keyboard. I'm going to type in Direwolf download, and we're looking for GitHub. So this is the first one here. So here's the link here. This is the repository. You click on that and then go down to code and copy. In this case, just go ahead and write it down. It's https://github.com/wb2osz/doc.git. So that's what we're going to use. Close out of there. Okay. And let's type in these commands, but let's make sure that we have the Git installed. So let's clear, and we're going to type sudo space apt space install space git. Git is git. All right, 0 upgrade, 0 newly installed, 0 to be removed, and 1 is not upgraded. So that means it's already been installed. And let's go ahead and type the command to download direwolf. Git space clone space, and here's the that web browser link that we were supposed to copy. https://github.com/direwolf.git. Hit enter. All right, now it's accessing the repository. It's downloading and installing direwolf. Once direwolf is completely downloaded and installed, we're going to install libasound and libudev. So type in these commands: sudo space app hyphen get space install space hyphen y space liba sound 2 hyphen dev space cmake space libudev hyphen dev. Enter. We're going to list directory, type in ls, enter. Looking for direwolf, and there is direwolf there. So we're going to go to direwolf. So you type in cd space direwolf slant. And now we're going to type make directory build. So you type mkdir space build, enter. And let's move into that directory, cd build. Now, since we're in that directory, now we type cmake space ... enter, and let it do its installation. Now we type in make, enter. Next we type in sudo make install, enter. Next command, make space install hyphen conf, enter. And then let's clear that, and let's back out. One directory, let's type in cd, enter. Now we're in the root directory, type in ls, and we can see the files all there. I'm just specifically looking for the configuration file for direwolf. It's right over here. Where's the mouse? Oh, it's right there. All right, the next thing we type is a record space hyphen L. And take note, this is important. Let's write this down. We're looking at your USB audio device. So we're looking at card 2 with a device 0. All right, now here comes that was all the hard part. Now here comes the good stuff, actually configuring the DieWolf configuration. So we're going to type in nano direwolf.conf, enter. So this is the actual configuration file. This is where you make all your modifications to, like, for example, your latitude and longitude, your position, and your call sign, and so forth. So the first thing we're going to go to scroll down, and we're looking for a device right here. A device. And we're just basically going to delete the hash tag, the pound sign. So just delete, not this one. Let's delete that. And then a device. Okay, what's a device? Plug HW. And remember, it was configuration, or actually it was the card 2. So we need to change that to 2, comma 0. Next, we're going to scroll all the way down to where you see my call right here. So we want to change the no call to actually your call. Okay, so for the SSID, I put -10. Where you can find that information, you can go do a Google for APRS and SSID. You can see it all there. So a -10 is internet iGate. So that's going to be me. And if you're going to do the same thing or the same setup as mine, then you would also be a -10. Then we're going to scroll down to PTT, push to talk. All right, PTT, the one that says device slant TTY USB 0 RTS. Just take out the hashtag, the pound sign, just remove that. Then we're going to go to P beacon. Okay, fixed position beaconing properties. That's where we want. You can use either one of those. Let's use the first one, okay? So we're going to take out that hashtag on the first P beacon. You can leave it as default delay 1, and this is going to be every 30 seconds. You know what? I want to change that to say every 2 minutes. And this overlay S, I'm going to move this actually. I'm going to make a change. This overlay S, I'm going to put that after the symbol. All right. The symbol Digi, let me show you a better process. Instead of typing this, Digi. So for the symbols, go to your favorite web crawler, and we're going to type in aprs.org symbols, and we're going to select this one right here. Okay, this is going to be in a text format because I'm looking for a specific Digipeater. So just look down here, see these symbols here on the left, the two digits, the letter and the character. I'm looking for Digipeater. Here it is, Digipeater. So it's a slant pound sign right here. It's a slant pound sign. Minimize this. Let's go back. So instead of Digi, I'm going to delete that and put a slant £, and the overlay, I'm going to change it into, instead of S, D for Digipeater. Now here's your latitude and longitude. Okay, so for example, in this example, it's 42 degrees 37.14 north. Don't change these carets. Look at your QRZ page, look at your GPS, and you can plug in your latitude and longitude. All right, so once you type in your latitude, longitude of your position, I'm not using a GPS here at this location. I'm not using the radio's GPS. I'm just going to give it a fixed GPS. The power, how much power you plan on using. In this case, it's going to be 50 watts. How high is your antenna? Mine's approximately 25 feet. And how much gain does your antenna provide? Mine is 3 dB gain. And as far as the comments here, you can put DigiPi slant iGate and leave it like that. And don't make any changes on the wide 1-1. Here it is, Digipeat. All we're going to do is just delete the hash, the £, and leave everything inside there the same. Don't make any changes. Move that mouse out the way. If you want to use a gateway, let me see what this is. Internet gateway, an iGate. So that's where you make the changes right here. We're going to use, I'm in North America, so I'll be using northamerica.aprs2.net. All we need to do is take the hashtag out and take the hashtag out for IG login. And delete this person's call sign. My call sign is N4VFR-10. Now this number here, that's called an SSID passcode, and you need to have that issued to you. So what you need to do, you got to go, let's go to your favorite web crawler, go type in APRS space passcode. All right, so here's a one in United Kingdom. It's a passcode generator, and here's one, a US ham. So go there, generate passcode, and utilize that. It's going to be in the system. You can't just make up one. It has to be attached to your call sign. I'm not going to redo mine again. Let's bring this back up, and mine is going to be... Okay, that's mine. All right. So let's scroll down some more. Let's see what else we need to change. Okay. This P beacon is part of the IG server. So let's use the first one. Take out the hashtag on this P beacon. Send to IG. That's the internet. Every 30 minutes. Every hour. And a symbol iGate. And then overlay R, and then again plug in your lat and long, and then after we do that, and that's the bottom of it. They say to relay messages from the internet to your radio, you need to add the path. So this one right here, we need to take off that hashtag and let it the path wide 1-1 comma wide 2-1. Okay, and that's it. So let me update my lat and long, and then we're going to save it. All right, to save it, you type in Control S, and it saves it. And then to exit out of here, it's Control X to exit. Clear. And that's it. So let me move the camera to my radio so you can see it transmit when it's transmitting. Before we do that, let me give you some information where you can get the Direwolf guide. We go to the internet, Direwolf manual, and here at the GitHub Direwolf user guide. So click on that user guide right here, and I suggest you reading this. It's 169 pages. It's some good information here. For example, when you read this, it's going to tell you about how you set up your radio. So you're going to open your squelch, so your radio is going to continuously listen to the white noise, and it's going to tell you the reasons why they do that. And I'm not going to show you how to set up your own radio for APRS. Okay, the unit's powered off. You know, I've connected the monitor, the Bluetooth dongle for my mouse, and the sound card, the Digi rig. Make sure that's already plugged into the radio and to the Raspberry Pi. And all right, so we need to put the micro SD card in it. So you go to the side and you put it upside down like that. And then to apply power, use a USB-C connecting, and that's the power, and you get the lights. So let that boot up. And that's the monitor. Okay, so we're at the root directory. We need to go to Direwolf directory. So we type in cd space Direwolf enter, and then now all you need to do is just type in Direwolf and then enter. There's no errors. We're connected to the APRS server, and we're on the internet. It's verified. I'm just waiting for it to transmit. Okay, there's my transmit, and let's take a look at the internet. So we're going to go to your favorite web crawler and type in aprs.fi and click on this. The local time is 1842, and that's 1842. So you see how the symbol, it's the Digipeater with a D, and it's identified as DigiPi /iGate. So you would have to leave this application running. All right, guys, thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope you were able to learn something, like I learned something in emulating Jason. Thank you for Jason KM4ACK on his tutorials on how to create a Digipeater on a Raspberry Pi. Folks, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider to subscribe, leave me a like and a comment, and share it with your friends and other hams. My name is Darren, and my amateur radio call sign is N4VFR. Hope to see you in the next video. 73s, and have a great day.